Hello everyone, it is Saturday, that means a Saturday Showcase, and this is a good, very thorough one and very Skyline-esque one. I've got some Matchbox showcases coming up. Some of you have asked, it's been very Hot Wheels heavy of late. I understand that. There's some cool Matchbox stuff coming, I promise, but for now, with the release of the Hot Wheels R33 Skyline, I think it is a good time to show everything Skyline that has come from Hot Wheels in the last few years. Skyline was, it's not a name that was totally familiar to U.S. car consumers, but it has been a staple in Japan forever, and it's been really cool to see Hot Wheels under the tutelage of Junimai and Ryo Asada, and even Phil Reelman before that, really embracing all things Skyline. Now, there's a couple ways to go about it. We could go by the release of castings. Like, for example, the first Skyline that Hot Wheels ever did was the R32, not that particular casting or particular version. But they've also done it, from the C110 to the C10 to the R30 and the R32, whatever. We're going to go this way. By actual car, like replicas of the actual car, and we're going to start with this one. We're going to bust through these as quickly as we can. This is the C110 Skyline. The Hakosuka Skyline. I've shown this several times. This is the first edition, and here we go. That was the first edition. I showed that when I showed the Japanese nostalgic car models. We saw that one in 2011, then it kind of vanished for a while. Then it came back in 2013 in the Boulevard line. This one is still a classic. Very clean, gunmetal gray version with the black window wells or wheel wells, and if you look hard, occasionally you might find this very cool variation. No black on the wheel wells. You'll see it on the hood, but you won't see it on the sides. But you can see this is a true variation. You can see the Skyline logos there and everything else. So there's the one. So that I would call a real variation. It's just the more bare wheel wells, bolt-ons. Then it went back to the main line. In black, you can see that this one, if you look real closely, has a roll bar in it. But they, I think to save a little bit of money, right about this time, started creating versions without the roll bar. Should I I can try and show you both. No roll bar, roll bar. See that? So, two versions there. I think there's several cars that have had this. So the black version, then that same year, I think this was 2014 or 15, they did a Zamac version, Walmart Zamac version. This one has the roll bar. It is the rarer of the two. And then there's this one that has no roll bar. And what I like about this little combo is, see how one is kind of a faded Zamac and the other one's a glossy Zamac. I wouldn't call that a specific variation, but it's kind of cool. I like the difference between the two. Nissan really likes having the taillights done because they're such a signature part of the Skyline. That hasn't been the case 100% of the time, but you'll notice in a lot of these releases the taillights are done. I think that is at Nissan's request, and I do think it makes these models look complete. But here's one that doesn't. This is from the Heritage line, Red Line series. I like everything about this one. The deco's cool. The wheels just don't do it for me. I'm not much of a nostalgic Hot Wheels wheel guy, but no taillights on this one, but cool in black. We've seen a lot of black Skylines. Then we saw it in the that Hot Wheels Roads. I can't remember what it was. Road Trippin', I think, was the series. It's Kaido Racer. Has the Hot Wheels logo on the back rear, in Japanese. This one was very hard to come by. I came across two in the store. This is my only one. I think I sold the other one. I don't remember what happened, but I'm happy to have that one. That's a harder to find Skyline. Then, of course, Japan Historics. It came in, and then the last one, we've seen a lot of that, so I won't give that one a full rotation, but it does match the first edition. And then, of course, back in 2017, we're still in 2017, Roy de Guzman's Skyline. One of the cool stories is that Hot Wheels duplicated the actual deco that he created for his car. He lives in Vegas. This is one of the neat treats of the 2017 main line, was seeing that Skyline done. All right, C10. Now, I'm really hoping, sometimes when you do videos, you're like, I have C10 with C110, you get it all confused. This is the Ken Mary Skyline. Still my favorite version, and one of my favorite all-time Skylines is this one. The first edition in plain white from 2011. Notice just the Skyline logo on the side. The very cool rear taillights have been decoed, and then the gold rims. This car is perfect. It'll never be beaten in terms of the Ken Mary. I just don't see how you can do it. That one is an all-time favorite. Then we didn't see it again for a while until it came back, and this was the Hot Customs or Flying Customs or Hot Ones. I don't remember. This one was also very hard to find, but there's a little story behind this one. I have two of these models. The reason is I'm going to put this one up close. Notice this one has 2 seats in the interior. That is the standard stock version, and they created, I think, for what never happened, a line that was never realized. They were going to do a Japanese segment of the Hot Wheels racing line. So they created this special 1-seat racing interior for the Ken Mary. And they've never used it since, but it did show up in very small numbers in this Hot Ones or whatever, Flying Customs. Again, I don't remember, has the vintage wheels on it. So very cool to see, very kind of cool retro deco. Again, with these wheels, not my total favorite, but it is what it is. Next, we saw it in the main line. This is kind of an homage to the Tokyo Motor Show version of the Ken Mary, which is a very famous show car that Nissan did that never hit the racetrack because of the gas crisis, I believe, back in the 70s. But this one is cool, kind of an homage to that. We're going to see a blue version in 2018 and Super Treasure Hunt that will play off of that as well. Then we saw it back in the Heritage line. Did you notice it's a little bit of a companion of this car, a reverse black over red instead of red over black with the Hakoska. You can see that kind of clean deco as well, again with the red line wheels on it. And then last we've seen of this model before we'll see it in the main line, like I said, was of course the Japan Historics in a police livery. I was excited about it. Then I first saw it, I didn't think it was as complete as it could have been because of the white gaps around the wheels. But it's grown back on me with these wheels and everything. I think it looks really, really good. I hope to see this one in a premium version. I think these are the wheels that are going to be on the Super Treasure Hunt. So that one might be a real star. Can't wait. All right. If we're going chronologically in terms of the actual Skylines, this one would be next, even though it was brand new in 2018. It's the R30. We've talked about this one. My friend Jay Coe has this car. I've been in it. It is gorgeous. Yeah, I'm car name dropping, I guess as you can say it. Very, very cool car. Very 80s car. Real boxy style. There's the Iron Mask version, which doesn't have the front grille. This is the one that Rio decided to do this version. Looks beautiful. I should mention that before this one there was the C210 Skyline, which we will see in Japan Historics, and maybe I'll put all those together. The next one that we would see would be this one, the actual first Skyline that Hot Wheels ever did, the R32. Now, I'll be honest, I walked through the Hakoska, the Ken Mary, and the R30. I've got all of them. The R32 I don't. Partly because some of them are hard to find, and partly because I'm not a huge fan of this casting. So I only save the ones that I really like. This is one of them, the Drop Stars or Drop Toro. I don't know what you call it. It's Drop Stars. R32 Skyline. I loved it in blue with these flames, the black hood on it. Even they didn't do the taillights in this one. It was another one. They did 3 colors of this one. This was in 2006. Let's straighten that out. 2006 they did it in blue. Then they did it in gray. I actually do. I like this casting better with those wheels and that color. And then a real surprising one in teal, which I really, really like. Maybe you guys do too. A couple of years later, they did what is easily for me the best version of the R32. These were from, I can't remember what the sub-series was called, but this dark kind of glossy blue. Headlights done, hood done, and taillights done. This is as complete as the R32 has ever looked. The R32 casting with the little GTR badge on the back. Just beautiful in blue. So I will say, while I don't collect all of them, I love that version. And yeah, it was recolored in kind of a gold color. Notice the black wheels. Just awesome. Awesome, awesome model. I've got 4 others from the R32. There was the regular treasure hunt, and I don't know what year this was, 2009, 2010 maybe. And if there was a regular treasure hunt back at that era, that's when the regular and the super shared the same deco. So there is the R32 Skyline Super Treasure Hunt. To this day, until the Ken Mary comes out later this year, this is the only Skyline Super Treasure Hunt we've seen. Crazy, huh? The only one, but you can see how they went all out on it. Headlights, taillights, side deco, top deco. Beautiful model. Wheels are a little off, but they didn't have options for that. I'm always afraid because of what's happened with these the Super Treasures from that era. That one may start bubbling at some point, which is kind of sad, the paint on it. All right, we saw this one in the Gran Turismo set from, what, a year or two ago? About a year ago. In red, that was the last of the plastic spoiler, and then just recently released in a 5-pack, the first R32 with the metal spoiler. Most models with plastic spoilers have moved to metal. All right, when we go chronologically, that means we go into the newest Skyline casting, at least, the R33. Take a gander at this one. In terms of execution, this may be one of the best. Ryo Asada, who has just a knack for realistic models, well-proportioned models, and if you ever talk to him, you'll notice this about him. He is detail-oriented. All the designers are, to be sure. Ryo's precise, and this one is gorgeous. R33 is a somewhat ignored Skyline, but this is going to propel that, at least among the Hot Wheels collectors, into a favorite, I'm sure, because this casting is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Give me your thoughts on this and what you think, and you'll see it very soon, obviously, in stores. I'm amazed by it. The R30 Rio did as well, this one, and it's equally as perfect. They're just amazing castings, amazing castings. All right, R34. Phil Reelman did this one back in 2008, 2009. I love the R34. I know a lot of you do. The first version with the taillights done and the clean silver color. This is the take on the Nismo version of the GTR. Plastic spoiler. Again, 10-spoke wheels. This one doesn't get beat. It won't ever get beat. And the Fast and Furious entertainment we'll get to in a second definitely is up there. But that silver version is just an absolute favorite. Blue version's very cool too, but there's one big problem. Wheels look great. Color looks great. Notice that spoiler doesn't match at all. I don't know what happened there. But that color is so dark on this one that this might be the more proper color. So you notice here, I'll just put them together. Notice how the colors are, well, I guess it doesn't really show up in the lighting. The colors on these two are so different that it does somewhat make the spoiler not stand out as strangely. There, you can kind of see the colors of the difference. So I've actually kept these two shade variations in my permanent collection just because they're so different. Okay, that casting was a massive peg warmer back in the day. Hung and hung and hung. I bought a ton of them. Then finally came back a few years later in the main line in this red version with the silver deco on it. Again, Nissan wants the taillights done, so the taillights got done. Then we saw it recolored in black with orange rims. And then I think this same year we saw it as a Zamak, right? Yeah. Right there with the J5 wheels. I like this Zamak. Black spoiler. After that, and I think we've done the R34, so I'll walk through these pretty quickly. We featured this Fast and Furious. This is the first Fast and Furious version. They've done 3, so this is the only version with the plastic spoiler. I still think it's the best one. Notice how the stripes go down on the front grille and the tail lights are done. I mean, I guess it's the same on the other one, but I like this one with the black spoiler. 10-spoke wheels, and it's back in the main line after that. This might have been 2013 or so. In black again, with side stripes, very similar to, you can see, to the year previous, but not exactly the same. Then recolored in blue. Straighten that again. Second Fast and Furious version, same as the first, black interior, the whole nine, except this time it has a metal spoiler. That's the only way to tell the difference. There were some variations of this one that didn't have the front grille, like the stripes going down the front side. I think it was this one, it might have been the first one. All right, Road Trippin'. This one accompanied the Hot Skyline. Metal spoiler. Drift Skyline. Again, not easy to find. Very well done, though. I love the black hood on this one. Then we saw the, what was this? The, is this Need for Speed, or it's a video game, right? Video game Skyline. 10-spoke wheels. I should probably get a better example. Notice those taillights are terrible on that one. I think I have one somewhere. I'll have to pull that out. Find a better example for the permanent collection before I realize I don't have any extras. All right, the third Fast and Furious version. This one, metal spoiler, and you notice no front stripes, no hood stripes, just the side stripes. I think, did this one get the back taillights? It did. So this is the one for, this is the most recent Fast and Furious. And then lastly, and this will finish up our Skyline feature, the beautiful premium R34 Skyline. We've seen this in the first entertainment. It's coming out in a second entertainment batch. There's no difference. It's a repeat of the model. But there you go, the very gorgeous premium R34 Skyline. I know Jimmy Lou from Hot Wheels Marketing, who loves this car, was very happy to see this one get released. He's the one who put the, there's new Real Riders. There's pictures out of this car with new Real Riders on it just because he likes all that stuff. It's kind of fun. He gets to, when you work in the design center, you get to play around a little bit. All right, there it is. That is the Nissan Skyline Hot Wheels. We've got 2 more to come still. We have 2 new models already this year in the R30 and the R33. 2 more Skylines coming, the C210 in Japan Historics, and then soon after in Car Culture as well, the Hot Skyline. It is a plethora of Skylines, a riches of Skylines. This R33, the R30 just fit in so nicely. It's cool to see them all. All right, guys, hope that was a good Saturday showcase. There's lots more to come. See you tomorrow.